Well, at this breakfast, it comes out that Colton was on The Bachelor while he was still gay and he
Right.
hadn't come out yet. And Dorinda says, I missed that window and I would have liked to be a part of that. And Colton's like, well, you dodged a bullet, which I thought was kind of funny.
It's very funny. And that was very
Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about The Traitors, Season 4, Episode number 4 and 5 we're going to recap tonight. Number 4 was Cut the Head Off the Snake. So, I don't know about these titles, to be honest with you. I don't really like The Traitors titles, but when I was watching this with my oldest, when he heard that title, he's like, oh, no, because he is a big fan of Rob, and Rob is the snake wrangler.
Yeah, I didn't even put that together. So he
So
thought Rob was going to get.
Yes, that's what he said. Okay, if this happens, then I'm out. You're watching it on your own. But
Oh, God, you already lost Bill when Mama Kelsey got kicked off.
I know, I know.
You're gonna be watching this alone.
Yep. So we start out with the face-to-face killing. We find out at breakfast who was killed, and it was Monet. No, it wasn't Monet. Monet says we have to question them and see who's killing how it went down, like what happened at the breakfast table, which I thought was brilliant. Like that's the way to find out.
It was
Right?
Caroline Stansbury that got killed. But yeah, that was really, really smart of him.
Yeah. And Dorinda is talking about how she feels so bad that she let Lisa Rinna spend the night out there on the tree. Which, listen, I get it. I mean, if you were responsible for somebody being out there, I would feel bad too.
Colton didn't seem to feel terrible.
No, Colton didn't.
He really didn't. And his partner's the one that got murdered. But, I mean, he says multiple times he's playing a game. He came here to win, so.
Well, he definitely makes that clear. He definitely makes that clear.
Yeah.
Ron is the first to come in, and they ask him, how he was tied up. And Ron said, like, he heard little footsteps. And then Monet asked Michael, like, how it was when he walked around the people, implying that he was the one walking around the people. Michael's just like, I think it's funny when they try and trick the people because this isn't the, that's how they're trying to get Michael to, to trip up. But
it's a good tactic. It's a very good tactic.
It is a good tactic. Then Lisa's the next one to walk in and they ask her what happened. And she's like, oh, I need a little tea because, we know she's a traitor. And does she know? I think she should know, even though she's a traitor. I still think she should know.
Well, she has to figure out how to play it so that she doesn't sound like a traitor and she sounds like somebody who was tied up on the tree.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's smart that she took a minute. Like, I think that's the actress in her. And, she starts, pretty much the same thing as Ron. And they ask her, like, who brought you back? And she's like, the cloaked men. And they're like, well, what color were the cloaks? And, like, she got it all right.
Yeah. She mentioned the axe.
Yes.
Who came in first? Ron. Ron said they untied me. And she said they used an axe.
Right.
At this point.
Right. Then Eric is the next in, and he said because they asked how many people, he said he thought that maybe there were 2 traitors, but he thinks he got a clue. Like he heard a laugh.
Didn't you really think he was talking about Rinna?
I did think he was talking about Rinna. I absolutely did.
I mean, Candace has a pretty distinct laugh as well, but Rinna's just,
I did. Will thought he was talking about Candace.
Yeah. It really could have been either one of them.
Right. Well, we know who it wasn't.
Right.
Then they show that Caroline was the one who was killed, face to face. And Caroline says, I'll see you outside of this sometime to Lisa, probably BravoCon. And Lisa's like, no, you won't. Bye-bye. I was like, Lisa.
But she's absolutely right. Lisa doesn't go to BravoCon anymore. She got booed the last time she went there. Why the hell would she go back there?
Right. She's like, I can't believe I was murdered by 2 housewives. And it's true. She was.
I know. Which was smart because it kind of puts everybody else off their path.
Right. Next, Kristen walks in and they all cheer and they ask Kristen how long it lasted. And she said, it seems like it like forever, which I imagine when you're in the dark
Yeah,
Like,
like,
it
I
probably
was
does seem
thinking
like
that, like,
forever.
that's such a hard question to answer because if they had really been tied to the tree for as long as we're supposed to believe they had,
Right.
how do you measure that time? Like, you don't even know how long you were standing there until they take you off.
Right. Exactly.
So that's a difficult
Exactly.
question to answer.
I thought so too. Then Eric and Ron are talking about how their experience was and what they heard. This is like after the breakfast where they're off by themselves, and they both agree that they heard like little footsteps. I mean, I I don't know how, like, if you're in the woods, what does a little footstep sound like as opposed to a big footstep? I mean, I didn't understand that, to be honest with you.
And honestly, Candace can't be much big I mean, Maura is very petite, but it's not like Candace is, or Lisa Rinna for that
All
matter.
the women are
All the
tiny.
women are tiny, like, even Kristen is tall,
Yeah, but
but
right.
she's so petite.
I know. I don't know.
Short, not
Tiffany
petite. Yeah, I
yeah.
always screw that up.
Tiffany tells Kristen she thought about her and she thought that she was gonna be killed. She was really worried it was her. Tiffany's saying that she's stuck on Yam Yam and Michael. That's who she thinks it is. She thinks it's either Yam Yam or Michael or both. And Colton decides that he wants to take out Tiffany, and he's telling Mark, he's telling Ron, he's telling Monet. He's pretty much telling anybody who'll listen to him.
Anybody who will listen to him. Not a fan of Colton's.
No, I'm not either. So today's mission is they have to find these hidden spears in the woods. Then they have to put them in the fire and shoot them into the beast. And every time they shoot an arrow into the beast, they have to shout out a player's name whose shields they're going to take. And they have to get 10 beasts at $2,000 each so they can put $20,000 in the pot. And they have 25 minutes to do this.
Not a lot of time.
And they split them up into 4 teams. I think they split themselves up too. I don't think anyone
Yeah.
does it. I think they decide who they're
No,
gonna
but
be with,
Alan
which is
says,
good.
like, choose your
You
teams.
guys figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the teams are the one team is Michael, Natalie, and Steven. The other team is Colton, Kristen, and Mark. Another team is Candace, Erica, Lisa, and Monet. It's funny because I found now that I've been writing these down that Candace and Lisa a lot of times wind up on the same team.
I noticed that watching these 2 episodes back to back. I'm like, "Why do they keep
Yeah.
doing that? They have to stop doing that."
Yeah. Yeah. Then Johnny, Ron, Tiffany, and Jam Jam. And then Dorinda, Maura, Rob, and Tara.
Maura and Rob do also, but at least they're not both traitors.
Right, exactly. And
And
they at least have a connection too. Like they
yeah, and
knew each
Tess said
other.
they were not on the same
Season?
season, and she said she thinks Maura must have been, like, a host on another one of the I don't know. I meant to look into it before we started, but she said she doesn't remember her from the season Rob was on.
Okay. Who was the first one to lose a shield?
Oh, I forget. Ron, right?
Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron. Okay, Ron's the first one to lose a shield. The next one is Tiffany, then Monet, then Michael, then Tara. Candace tells Lisa that Monet said her name. That puts Monet on the radar for the traitors. Then Steven is the next one to lose a shield. Lisa is next. Maura is next. Johnny is next. Like, they lost a lot of shields. I mean, they lost 10. They lost 10
Yeah.
shields.
Yeah.
They have 3 minutes left in this challenge, and they still have 1 left to find. I think what's so good about these challenges is that they do have such a short amount of time, and it's quite a bit that they have to accomplish. It seems like it is anyway.
It never sounds like it's enough time, but
Right?
they
It seems like
always
they're
manage to do it.
yeah, it seems like they're right down to the wire every single time.
Yeah.
Mark gets it, and there's 2 minutes to go, and Jam Jam is the last one to lose his shield.
And he starts crying.
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's like, no, but everybody else was like, "Damn them." And he's like,
Right. No, I'm gonna go.
like, pull it together.
The next thing I notice is when they're back at the castle. I don't know if you noticed this, but it was just Michael Rappaport is sitting there shoveling food into his mouth off the plate. Did you see that? I was like,
He's just,
what is wrong with him?
I
He
don't
had his
know. Like,
mouth.
did he forget he was on camera? Like, I don't know.
I was like, who eats like that?
Yeah, that was a lot to watch.
It really was.
That
It
was a lot to
was.
watch.
And meanwhile, Colton is back at the castle on his mission to get Tiffany out, like talking to everybody.
Yeah.
And Candace kept saying, nope, I think it's Ron. I'm going for Ron. And he's like, "Why are you shifting? Like, why are you going to Tiffany?" And Candace is maintaining, like, "This is what got Portia out. Like, we need to
Yeah.
stick with the plan." So they go to the round table and Colton starts right away. He says, "Tiffany," he said, "You're the traitor I'm going after tonight. You started out with a plan going for Ron and then going for Jam Jam and then Michael." And Tiffany's like, "I wouldn't go for a gamer. Like, did I say Jam Jam and Michael?" Like, and I don't think she would have gone for a gamer, to be honest with you, because she was a gamer.
Jam Jam's a
And
gamer. Jam
yes,
Jam's a
Jam Jam was a
gamer.
gamer. Yes, yes.
And
Yeah, you're
she
right.
did
He is a
say,
gamer.
she said those
Yeah,
3, Ron, Jam Jam, Michael. She did say it.
yeah, yeah. Michael wasn't, but Jam Jam was. And I think, like she had always maintained, she thinks Michael is a traitor. So I think that's why she was staying close to Michael.
Yeah, I think she said it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She did say it. And she was,
Mhm.
she didn't necessarily say it to them, but she said
Right.
it to us,
In her
right?
confessionals, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Tiffany's like, "You're taking a big chance, like, and you're taking the wrong chance because I can think of 2, 3, and 4 steps ahead of, the traitor." Ron says, "Well, I was tied to the tree and I heard light steps. That's why I think it's you, Mora." And he's blaming Mora, Ron. And I was like, "Mora? Like, how did that come out?" Like, that was the first time her name had even been mentioned. And this is, I think, what really solidified it for Tiffany was Eric when he said, being the singer, that when I was on the tree, I gave a plea and I said, "I hope my ghost and all the ghosts haunt you the rest of your life." And I heard a laugh. I am 99% sure that laugh was Tiffany. And that's all everyone needed to hear. Eric is really the one who solidified it. Besides the fact that Colton.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then I felt bad for Tiffany because she's like, she really needed the money.
Yeah. I would have liked to seen her, because I thought she was very smart, so I would have liked to have seen her figure out who the traitors were, and I think she would have.
Yeah. Which honestly, that puts a target on you.
I know. I know, you have to play stupid. You
Yeah.
know who's really good at that? And this is no shade? Rob, who is a traitor, he's playing a faithful very well.
I agree.
Not asking too many questions, not giving any opinions, but placing himself in all of the conversations to know what people are thinking.
Well, I agree. I think he's playing a great game.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Lisa Rinna actually is playing a horrible game because
Terrible.
she is an over the top person and she doesn't talk enough. She
She's not
doesn't.
engaging. Even Candace is getting into the conversation with people.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the way Candace is doing it, to be honest with you. I
Mhm.
think Candace is doing a really good job, but I don't think Lisa's playing such a great game yet at this point.
You know what's interesting? The rest of the cast doesn't know that there was a secret traitor. So they got Donna out. If they get another traitor out, they're gonna think there's only one left, and there's gonna be 2. Because 'Cause don't they right
Yeah.
now think that there's 3? They keep putting 3 names out at a time.
I don't know what they think, to be honest with you,
Because it's not
because
like Donna got up there and said, "I was the secret traitor." She just said, "You got yourself a traitor."
right.
So
But
that'll be
I don't
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if they know how many traitors there were because I don't know if you remember in the very beginning when Portia got out, she said she thought there was 4 traitors.
She said 3 or 4. You're right. She did say
Right.
3 or 4.
Right, so where did she get that from? Like,
I don't
you know
know.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ron is really Dorinda's after Ron at this point. Again, she is saying that you don't really make yourself available. Listen, I think that obviously, I know that Ron's not the traitor, but I really think I don't know how Ron survives it every single time. I really don't.
I don't either.
I really don't like him as I don't like him as I don't like him as a faithful. I wouldn't
How
like him as a
did
traitor
Maura
either.
not vote for him? Well, actually, I think it's the next one where I was like, "Why is she not voting for Ron?" It is the next one.
Yeah, so they go to the votes and let's see. Candace votes for Ron, Tiffany votes for Jam Jam, Michael votes for Ron, and everybody else votes for Tiffany. Everybody else votes for Tiffany. Which Tiffany is banished and she announces, "You should be proud of yourself. You get what you deserve, and you all didn't deserve me. I'm a faithful."
Mhm.
Eric and Colton are shocked. Candace said, I believe that he thought that he heard her. Like, Candace is trying to defend Eric because Eric is really the one who, you know,
He got her thrown off for sure.
Colton's like, "I made a mistake." He said, I'm not gonna change my play style. I played football for 7 years of my life, and I'm bold, I'm aggressive, that's just who I am.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, like,
it's
no
funny.
he doesn't no remorse.
He's got no remorse, and the fact that, like, he's talking about football and being bold and aggressive is just like, I mean, you've been on 2 other reality shows. You're right. Like, come on.
You're just fame hungry. That's all you are.
That's what I think. That's exactly what I think.
Absolutely. And you
Michael
wanna
thinks it's
be
e
over the top on this show because then you'll
yeah,
get cast on another show.
exactly. Because that's what happens.
Yep.
Michael thinks it's either Colton, Rob, or Steven. Because Michael calls those 3 the hunks.
Well, I agree with Steven and Rob, but I'm not into Colton. Whether he
The
was
as a hunk, you mean?
right. Whether he was gay at the time or not.
Yeah. The Traitors get up to the turrets, the end of the show, and Candace feels bad because she knows Tiffany needed the money. But listen, I mean, they don't control that. Traitors don't control that.
Right, right.
It's funny because I feel like these episodes go so fast, um, that I was surprised that there was 2, but I like that there was 2 because I feel like we need to know, like, what happens.
I totally agree with you. At the end of the 5th episode, I'm like, there was something we don't find out yet. I know we'll get there.
Right.
But I was like,
Right.
"Oh my god." Like, I just wanna know that
Right.
answer to that.
I
So
know.
it's almost nice when you can binge it all at once, but, listen, we're old school, we're Gen X, we get it. We gotta wait until
Yep.
next week to find out what's gonna happen.
Yep.
But I
But
do
we
like
did
that they drop 2 at a time. But
I
n
do
now
too.
they're not, now they're back to 1 a week, and that's it.
I didn't know that. Oh, are you
Yeah,
sure?
because I looked up the schedule because I was just curious to see, like, how many episodes there were because I actually really am enjoying this show. So, it says January 15th, episodes 4 and 5, and then every week after that, it's once a week. Oh, yeah, yeah, once a week, and then the finale and the reunion will both drop on February 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so,
That's good to know.
yeah, which I'm glad we're getting the reunion the same day as the finale. I think that's great.
Yes, I do too. I do too. So that's how they always did Survivor. When I used to watch
Okay.
Survivor, they would do the reunion and well, they do the finale and then right afterwards they would, have everyone there on stage with them.
Yeah. Nice.
So this episode is called If You're Gonna Come For Me, I'll Finish You. I don't know. I don't love these titles, to be honest with you.
I don't like that one. I think that's very silly.
Yeah.
Cutting the head off the snake actually would have made great sense if what Will thought was gonna happen happened.
Right.
Other than that, I don't know. Nothing had anything to do with snakes.
It didn't. It
Yeah,
didn't.
and this title is no good, no bueno.
No. Oh, and by the way, I had to watch this one without him. I can't tell him, so I'm gonna have to watch it again and pretend like I didn't see it.
So
Because he went out last night and I had to watch it before we did this, and he was
yeah,
still in bed sleeping.
yeah,
Like, I gotta watch it. I'll watch it
to be
again.
young again.
I know, right? So the next morning, Eric is talking about how he feels so bad about getting Tiffany banished. That's what they're all talking about in the morning, how bad they feel for Tiffany.
Honestly,
Dorinda?
I didn't see Colton feel bad.
I know.
And I
I
know it
know.
was ultimately Eric who solidified it, like you said, but Colin's the one who put her name out there to begin with.
Yep. Yep. He is the mastermind at this point.
He totally is. They're gonna have to get rid of him.
Yeah. Which I have a thought about that, but we can't talk about it now until the
Right.
end. So
Till the end.
then Dorinda is saying how Ron has not spent any time, he won't get to know us, and, like, she probably she's like, "He doesn't probably know anything about me," and then he pulls out all this information and gets Portia banished, and she's so right. When she called him out and he, like, went off on her, like, you don't have to
I
know
don't watch
about
those
my effing
shows. I don't
family.
know who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
It's none of your effing business. Like,
Mhm.
what? Like, I did not like that, and why didn't anyone jump on him?
Like they did Michael. I was thinking the same thing afterwards.
Yep.
Like he was pretty ruthless in the
Aggressive,
things he was
aggressive.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought so too.
Mhm.
Next comes in Michael, Jam Jam, and Ron, and Ron notes that no one is happy to see him. And it's true, nobody was happy to see him,
A
but yet
very
he's still
mild
there.
applause. Yep.
Yep.
Somebody said, "Of course," when they saw him walk in. I forget who it was.
Yeah, somebody did say that.
What's her name? I think she was a
Was
gamer. Why am I forgetting her name? I could picture her, but I can't think of her name. I think it was her.
Well, at this breakfast, it comes out that Colton was on The Bachelor while he was still gay, and he
Right.
hadn't come out yet. And Dorinda says, "I missed that window, and I would have liked to be a part of that." And Colton's like, "Well, you dodged a bullet," which I thought was kind of funny.
It's very funny. And
I
that
mean, I
was
thought it
very
was
funny.
funny for Dorinda actually to be like, "Oh, I would have liked a
I
piece of
know.
piece of"
She's, like, so much older than him.
I know.
But hey, whatever.
You're right. Um, and then they find out that Monet was killed, and it's because Monet suspected Lisa. Like, they had to kill Monet because they had to protect the traitor. Next, they go outside for the next mission. This mission is they go out to the fountain. The fountain is filled with red water. I guess it's supposed to look like blood.
Mhm.
And there's 8 statues missing from around the fountain. And their task is to go in the fountain and find the coin that tells them where the statue is, to go out and get the statue and bring it back and put it in its rightful place. And then once all 8 statues are in the place, then they have to spin the wheel and get the fountain working again. And they have 30 minutes to complete this, and they will
Like,
get
that does not sound like enough time.
no, it doesn't.
8 of them?
8 of them.
And, when they do the aerial view, it looks like they're going
It's huge.
so far away.
I know. I know.
I mean, it
It
would take
does.
me a half hour to walk to one of the statues.
I know. I know. That's what I think too. So and then they're going to get $60,000 to the prize pot. But this is an all or nothing challenge. And the other thing is, the other twist is, when they find the statues, there will be a shield by the statues. And if you elect to take a shield to shield yourself, then you will be shielded. But if nobody takes any of the shields, then there will be no killing that night. And they're going to split themselves up in teams of 4 again, in groups of 4.
And Lisa and Candace are together again.
Lisa and Candace are together again. Exactly. Exactly. So they're all talking about it. That we're not going to take the shield. We're not going to take the shield because we don't want anyone killed. And, obviously in the confessional, the traitors are like, we need to kill somebody because we need to get rid of somebody. This is the game that we're playing. Right? It's funny watching them in the fountain because I didn't realize this, but there was other coins in the fountain too. It wasn't just the ones that had the information. There was just other fake coins in there.
How
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah. I mean, and at first, Candace wasn't in the fountain. She was like one of the last ones to go in. And then I'm watching Lisa Rinna in the fountain, and she's literally on all 4s in the fountain looking for the coins.
Right.
The first group to find a coin is Tara, Kristen, Rob, and Maura. And the next one is Mark Ballas's team, and then Michael Rappaport's team. When they get out there and they get to their statues, they all grab their statue and they look underneath, and there's one shield, and they're like, nope, we're not taking the shield. We're not taking the shields. It seems like Colton's team I think one team got 3 statues.
It wasn't Candace and Lisa on Colton's team?
Yes, yes. I think that team got 3 statues, and the other teams, that means, because since there was 8 and there was 4 teams, that means one team only got 1 statue. I think it might have been Michael Rappaport's team. And honestly, he had Johnny, Natalie, and Dorinda. I mean, it probably was his team.
Listen, I'm not picking Johnny for my team. I'm sorry.
Not
That
either.
skull challenge, I mean,
He was so bad.
he looked like a deer in a headlight the whole time.
I know. It's so true.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it's
not picking
funny
him on my
because
team.
I don't think Tara's been on his team once, and she's besties with him, and I think she knows better.
I think she knows better too. Absolutely.
So they get back. 2 statues are back, only 2, and there's 16 minutes to go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they have 6 more to get.
That's what I mean. This is
And 14
craziness.
minutes, right? Then the next countdown is there's 4 statues in place, and there's 10 minutes to find the last 4. I'm like, okay. They're having a hard time finding the last coin. Then they have to, they finally get it, and they have to run. And then Colton is discussing with Mark Ballas, who is up ahead of Lisa and Candace as they're going to get the last statue. Like, maybe we should take a shield. Like, maybe this is something we should do. But Candace and Lisa aren't with them, so they don't hear this conversation. So when they get to the statue and they pick up the statue, they're the first team to see that there's actually 4 shields there
Under that statue, yeah.
under that statue. And they're talking about it like maybe, that's 4 of us that would be safe,
Right.
which that's something to consider.
It's an
That's definitely
interesting twist to the whole shield thing, for sure.
it is. It is. And then the next team, no, it actually was Michael. So the next team that gets it is Michael, Dorinda, Johnny, and Natalie. That's the other team that gets to the last statue and also finds 4 shields. So now we know that there's 16 players because there's 4 teams of 4, and now there's 8 shields. That would be half of them. That would be half of them if they both took them, or nobody gets killed. We don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know.
They get back with 5 seconds to spare. Everything goes off. The pot's $106,000 now. They win the 60 grand. Alan said, I'm not going to reveal if any shields have been taken, which I thought, oh, okay.
Well, I was thinking that. I'm like, okay, well, if you find out because they had to have a round table. So if you
Right.
found out somebody took a shield, I mean, they're going to get voted off in a round table.
Right.
Right? Because it didn't save them from that.
No, it
It
didn't.
saved them from murder.
Right.
So he
Not from
couldn't tell
banishment.
them yet.
Right. Exactly. So when they
But
get back
what
to the
doesn't make sense is that after the round table, I won't say anything about it, but he says, I'm not telling you who took a shield until
if
breakfast.
right.
But technically, there should have been a murder that night, right? Because they've done banishments and murder in the same night.
Yes, well, they did go up to the turret.
Right.
When they're in the turret, because after it, when they're in the turret, the 3 of them are like, well, we know who we need to vote out. It needs to be Colton. But they don't even know if they can vote out yet. So that's what we're going to find out tomorrow. But
Next.
I
Okay.
think, well, the next episode, not tomorrow. But what I think is because we don't know, and we know because they've never told us who they are voting out in the turret. We never knew. But
No, we didn't ever know.
because Colton is going so hard for Lisa, they said we have to get Colton out. So the fact
Yeah.
that we know that they have to get Colton out means that no, they're not going to be able to kill because Colton is still going to be there.
Yeah,
They're
you're
not.
right.
That's what I think. That's my guess based on how, they've been showing us and what they've been unveiling. The fact that they told us who they're going to kill, it's not going to happen. Because then, there's not going to be a surprise. The surprise is going to be that they didn't kill anybody.
Right.
All right, now we jump to the end. We got to go back to the round table.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. No, it's all right. But before that happens, Colton goes on his quest and he's, saying that he thinks it's Michael or Ron, and he's being very vocal about it. And I thought, wow, that's very bold. In the meantime, in another room, Ron sits down with Dorinda and Steven, and Steven and Dorinda are talking, and Dorinda's like, oh, hi, how are you? And he just came out and said, well, I think that you're a traitor and Michael's a traitor. And Dorinda's like, wait, what are you talking
Ron
about?
said that.
Yeah, Ron. Ron
Right.
said that. And while they're in the kitchen talking about it, then Michael comes in and sits down while they're saying that they think it's Michael. And Michael's like, well, I predict that, if no one gets killed tonight, the next morning when Alan comes in, he's going to say, oh, because the traitors didn't get blood last night, there's going to be 2 killed tonight, which actually still could happen, by the way.
Totally could happen. It could totally
Right?
happen. Yep.
Then Colton says, I have a question. Does Alan stay in the same outfit when he goes up to the turret? And Michael starts laughing, which I thought was an appropriate response, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, because he knows what he's doing or trying to do.
Right. Right. And then Yam Yam and Natalie jump all over him. Like just answer him. Like, why are they jumping? Like, what did they think he
Right.
should have done?
Right.
And Natalie's saying that he's getting flustered. I didn't think he was getting flustered.
Not at all.
But you know what? Maybe it's because we know Michael Rappaport.
That's what I was thinking, because Tess was sitting there. She's like, oh, why is he getting like that? I'm like, that's just who he is. Like, he gets very passionate.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she thought
mean,
he was very over the top. He got to that level, but he wasn't at
definitely
that
did.
level when they were saying he was at that level.
Right. I mean, he even does admit that he knows who he is and he's self-aware and he knows that he's a lot. And again, because we are Housewife fans and we know him as a Housewife fan, we know who he is.
Right.
They don't. And I
Right.
could see where they would see him. Listen, it makes more sense if you look at it through their eyes, right?
Yeah.
Michael brings up about how he was the ringleader getting Tiffany out and, that you took your shot and you missed. And, you know, if you come for me tonight, you're going to mess yourself up because I'm going to be coming back for you and that you need to be more humble. And Colton says, well, that's the difference between you and I. When I take my shot and I miss, I shoot again, which again is really very cocky.
So cocky. I don't like him at all. I just don't.
No, I really don't either. I don't either. And then when Michael goes into the other room and starts telling them what happened, I don't know if you noticed, but Kristen gets up and walks out. Mark gets up and walks out. Eric gets up and walks out, and they
I
pass
did
Jam
notice that.
Jam. Yeah, I'm like, "Ooh, they do not like his energy." Like, they just got up and walked out. I was like, "Ooh." And I don't even think he noticed it, to be honest with you. I think he was
I don't
so
think he did
involved
either.
in.
I don't yeah, yeah, I don't think he was aware of the mass exit or thought enough of it.
Right, right. But he didn't give up because then he went back in the kitchen again. Started yelling again.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I was like,
But he
"Oh,
did
no."
he did like they what they said, like, "You're either the worst traitor or an even worse faithful," because he doesn't
He's
shut
disruptive.
up. He's
Right,
so
he's
disruptive.
disruptive.
Yeah,
That's what it was. I mean, honestly, that's even when he was finally voted out, nobody was upset finding out that he was a faithful and he was voted out because they were just happy to have him gone because he was that disruptive.
exactly, and they, basically all said that, like, "We don't even care what he is at this point, we just want him out of the castle." So he did do it to himself.
No, he did. He definitely did. I just thought it was hysterical when they get in there. And again, I like that Candace did this. She was the first one to speak. I always write down who's the first one to speak in those roundtables because I think it's important. I think whoever speaks first, I think it's important because you could be putting a target on yourself, or you know what I mean. You could just sit back and wait, which is what Lisa does.
Right.
Lisa doesn't talk in these roundtables, which is a
No, at
problem.
all, ever, yeah.
Like, let's address what was going on in the kitchen, which I thought was the perfect thing to bring up. And Michael keeps saying, he was conniving, colluding, commiserating, and he just kept saying that. And then Rob all of a sudden is like, commiserating, like, you're using it wrong. Like, it means you feel sorry for them. And I'm just like, oh
He's
my,
like, "No, it doesn't." He's like, "Yes, it does." God, that was bothering me.
yeah. I thought that was so funny.
That was great. That was
I was like, "You
great.
go, Rob, like, go,
Yep.
Rob." And then he says, Michael keeps saying that, he was responsible in chirping and chirping in everyone's ear about Tiffany, and now he's doing the same to me. He's like, "I'm angry, I'm pissed off, I'm isolated because of him, and nobody would be better at holding a secret than you." And Colton said, "Oh, there it is. You think it was fun for 29 years of my life?" Michael said, "No, no, like, I think you came into this game loving the idea of being a traitor." Colton said, "You said because I held a secret for 29 years." Michael's like, "I didn't say you held a secret." And he didn't. He did
He
not
didn't
say.
say it. He did not say
He
that.
didn't say. He did not say he held a secret.
Not
And
that we
Colton said, "Well,
saw.
you." No, we didn't see, right? I mean, if they edited it out, but we did not see that. And then Colton said, "Well, you insinuated it." Michael said, "You're a traitor," which is what the name of the game is. And then Johnny jumped in and said, "Well, you can't blame somebody being forced into a closet for the majority of their life." And Michael's like, "I'm not talking about closets." And Johnny said, "That's what I took it as." So Johnny put it on himself. First he
Right,
said we,
right.
but then he said I. And then Candace said to Michael, like, "What did you mean? Maybe you should clarify that." And he said, "Well, his behavior is of a traitor. His behavior is secretive. It's conniving. It's chirping. It's commiserating. It's cowardly." And more is like very low blow. And Michael said, "Listen, I apologize. Like, if you took it that way, that is not how I meant it. That's not how it was intended." Colton says, "Okay, well, what I would like to say is I made a mistake and I own that. More people started to affirm my thoughts about Tiffany, and that gave me more confidence," which is what happened, I think, when Eric, you know,
Yeah.
affirmed. Right.
Yes, yes. Oh,
And
yeah.
I rallied the troops and I unified them to get on the same page. And Michael said, "Well, yeah, like you're trying to do tonight," which I agree that that's what was happening.
Yes.
Listen, I give Michael a lot of credit for fighting the fight.
It's
Colton did what
surprising
he.
that Colton got everyone to agree with him. Even Maura, like, why didn't she vote for Ron? She heard him yell her name or say, let's, when they were doing the one thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He said Mora. And she said it to him. She was, she said something to him, but then she voted for Michael anyway. That was very surprising. But like Colton failed the night before by getting Tiffany out, who was a faithful. So it's very interesting that he talked them all into Michael again.
Yeah, and then Colton did bring up another point. He said of the 4 people that wrote Michael's name down, there's only one left here, and that's Yam Yam. So it was Ron C, it was Monet, and it was who was the other one?
Ian?
Yes, Ian, yes. Those are the ones that wrote his name down, and and Jam is the only one that's still there. So, like, that's a listen, I would consider that evidence. I would consider that real evidence. But then Ron says, "Well, I think it's Michael and Dorinda." And Dorinda's like, "Well, I think you're a housewife hunter." It's like, I don't even know who you are. I don't know what
That's
that
right.
is.
That's when he said it. I don't
Yeah, and
watch your
she said,
shows. I don't know who you are.
right. And Dorinda said, "Well, I've tried to get to know you and know your family. I asked where you live." Ron said, "I don't care about you. You don't need to know about my family. It's none of your effing business." I was like, "Okay, well, that was not necessary."
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, that wasn't necessary.
Mm-mm.
And Candace said, "I'm going to tell you where I stand. I still think that you are the traitor, Ron." I was glad that, Candace
Well,
said that.
she's playing it very safe. She's playing it very safe because she's being consistent,
She is being
which
consistent.
which is not gonna make anybody think she's a traitor.
Right. Right. And she's speaking up,
Right. Right.
which, is important. Natalie and Jam Jam are believing Colton. Eric said, if you are a faithful, you're the most distracting faithful, which is so true.
It is. That was the problem. He just couldn't keep
Then
his
they
mouth shut.
I know. Then Michael said to Eric, "Oh, the man with the magic ears," and everyone was offended by that too.
I know.
Why? Like, why?
I thought it was great.
I think it's funny, but like all of a sudden, oh, like now you're insulting him?
Yeah, but
Like,
see, this is
are
the
you kidding
problem.
me?
Like, if you're gonna if that's going to offend you, seriously, get off the show.
Right. Right. So as soon as that, I was like, oh, Michael's fate
Yep.
is gone.
He's
He's
done.
done. So so who didn't vote for Michael? Lisa voted for Ron. Candace voted for Ron. Dorinda voted for Ron. Michael voted for Ron. Steven voted for Ron. Everyone else voted for Michael.
So it was close. It wasn't like a landslide.
It wasn't. I mean, it was Ron and Michael. So you would think that the next person to be banished would be Ron, but we'll have to
I
wait
would
and see.
think so, but listen, let's see. So they're gonna have to do a murder before a roundtable if he's gonna tell them who has a shield. Because if he tells them who has a shield, everybody's
Well,
gonna vote them out. Unless the shield protects them from a banishment and a murder. But they didn't say that.
no. So what's going to happen is the next morning at breakfast, they're going to find out that nobody was murdered because that's what I think happened. I don't think anyone was murdered, and everyone's going to show up at breakfast. So then
So
they're
you
going
don't
to
think
go do.
anybody took a shield?
I don't think anyone took a shield.
Okay, got it.
I don't think
So
anyone
the
took a shield.
traitors tonight at the turret where we saw them last, they're gonna find out then if somebody
Yes.
took a shield or not.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense because I couldn't figure it out in my head. I'm like, how are they gonna do this? How are they gonna proceed? That makes
I mean,
sense.
they're probably going to find out before breakfast, but we're not going to find out until
Right.
breakfast. And then they're going to show us when they told the traitors that nobody took a shield.
Right.
Afterwards. So they're going to go to breakfast. They're going to find out that nobody was murdered. Then they're going to go on their mission. Then they're going to come, unless Alan does, because Alan could say 2 people are going to be murdered tonight, like
Mhm.
Michael predicted, which I think is a good prediction that could possibly happen. And I think it
Definitely.
would be great if it happened and if they weren't doing it and they did it after Michael suggested it. I think that's even better, to be honest with you.
Yes. Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they're going to go out on their mission and then they're going to come back from banishment. And, well, if it's not Ron, I don't know what he has done or what somebody else is going to have done to change it so much now that Michael's gone.
Well, I think it's gonna be Colton or Ron. I think
could be
the
Colton or Ron.
traitors are gonna have to work very smart and hard to get them to vote Colton out because they can't
I don't think they should, though. They've always said Ron. I think they need to stick with Ron, and they
Well,
can
you're
still
right.
murder Colton. If they get rid of Ron, they can still murder Colton.
But if they murder Colton, it's gonna put a target on Lisa because everybody now at the end heard him say, "I think Lisa's a traitor. She's not talking, she's not being over the top like Lisa Rinna should be," and Dorinda, her friend, who was like, "Yeah, it's odd that she's not saying much." So I think if they murder Colton, people are gonna get wise to it being Lisa. I think
We'll have
they're
to see.
probably more smart, but you're right, they should probably be consistent and stick with Ron. They're gonna try to and either way, they should try to get him banished, but I don't doesn't seem like an easy task. And people seem to listen to him even though he's been wrong twice.
I know. Listen, I'm looking forward to see what happens. I do
Yeah.
enjoy this show.
Yeah, me too, I love it.
Yeah. So, I
By the
guess
way,
until
Lori's not with us tonight because she's sick.
Yes. Yeah, she's not
We
feeling
forgot to
well.
say that at the beginning, yeah.
Yes, Lori's not feeling well. I mean, I'll be honest with you, she doesn't really love Traitors anyway, but that's okay. She was still gonna do it.
I think she's growing to love it. Tess was watching this one with me a little bit when she came home from work. She's like, "I think I'm gonna watch this." I said, "Yeah, get caught up, and then we can
Yeah.
watch it week to week together." So, we'll see.
Yeah. Until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews.
Bye.
Bye.